All right. How are you?
Jesus.
After all of that, right?
I was like, what am I doing wrong?
Yeah, I have to learn that the hard way too. When I first tried to do a live and I was on my computer, I'm like, what is going on? I don't understand. Come to find out, it has to be through the app. So sorry. I should have warned you about that part because, of course, you would want the bigger screen, but I don't know. That's how they do it. Well, thank you for joining me.
Hey, boo.
How are you today?
I'm good. How about yourself?
I'm doing well. I enjoyed this beautiful day in November. I'm in the Midwest, so it's supposed to be cold up here, and it probably made it to 60. It felt like that. So
I'm enjoying it. So be still in the.
I hope so. Well, let's go ahead and get to it. I know we're running a little bit behind, so tell the audience what's your name, where you're from, what name you write under, and if you use a pen name, why you chose that.
Hey, I am April Jackson Hunter, and I write under April Jackson Hunter. I didn't choose a pen name. I guess I didn't really want to because I just wanted to be original and be myself. I'm from Georgia.
Hey.
Beach, my live Grady baby, you know.
Okay.
So yeah.
Nice. And when did you begin writing and why?
That's a good question. I've always dreamed about writing. I got a passion for books. I've had a passion for books my whole entire life, but I didn't start out to write. I only started writing. I'm a survivor of domestic violence, and through my life
for surviving.
Thank you. Through my life with perseverance with trauma, I kept a journal. I only started really keeping a journal because I had some bouts with depression, and I got suicidal, you know what I'm saying? But at one point, I didn't know that I was suffering from post-traumatic stress due to my trauma.
Okay.
And I was having some recurring nightmares, and a counselor of mine suggested that I started keeping a journal just to kind of get some of the bad things out of my head.
Okay.
And I started journaling, and out of that came my book.
Nice. That's a nice way to cope and heal. And I'm actually proud of you that you acknowledged what was going on and you got the help. And you are here now with a whole book.
I know.
So that kudos to you for doing that because that's a tough situation to overcome and to understand that PTSD is real and that it happens more than one type of way. And for it to have its true recognition for that I applaud you for taking that step. Now, when did you first consider yourself a writer?
You know, I don't think I still consider myself a writer. I'm just, but I've always written poems, and look, I used to jot down poetry and stuff. Nice. But I guess once I finally held my book in my hand, is when I say, hey, yeah, I did it. I'm a writer.
When you gave birth to your book, baby, right?
When I had my baby.
Absolutely. Now, are you an independent author, or did you go through traditional publishing?
I self-published. Yes.
Self-published. Cool. Okay. And why did you choose to go that route?
I really wanted to give birth. I didn't want to wait and try to find someone searching who wanted to publish my book. And I feel like my voice needed to be pushed out there at that moment. So I pushed it out.
All right. So you said, I'm not holding back for anybody. I'm ready to be heard right now. Cool. Now, what's the name of the book that you're currently promoting right now?
My book is called Mercedes Closet, Keeping Deadly Secrets.
Ooh, okay. That sounds like it could be a little bit of a thriller.
It is. It's fictional. I'm put out there. It's fiction, even though it's based around my journal. It's based around personal things that happened to myself. It's fictional. I chose to go fictional route because I wanted to express myself. I wanted to get my voice out without having to step on people's toes. So Yeah.
To respect other parties involved.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I can respect that. Now, the next question I have for you, it's kind of linked together with what you already said as far as why did you pick the name of the book, and if it was inspired by someone you know or your own personal events. But we know part of it is inspired by your own personal events. But what about the part that's not?
Okay. No, Mercedes Closet. Actually, my name is Mercedes. I got that name. I worked at a strip club like 10,000 years ago. And I got the name Mercedes. And
Okay.
so people still call me Mercedes. And so it's like me opening up my closet because our secrets are kept where? In our closet.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yes. So this book is the epitome. I'm getting tongue-tied. It's the epitome of me opening up my closet and telling my secrets.
Nice.
That's where the name came from.
I like that. So are there any other inspirations for the book besides your own personal experiences?
Yes, of course. I have several couples in this book. I also have a teenage couple because domestic violence don't only exist in the adult realm. It exists in the teenage realm as well. Absolutely. So I chose to encircle a teenage couple as well in this book.
Well, I think that's very important because especially with the climate of social media and how it affects our youth and our teenagers coming up, and letting them know, okay, this type of behavior isn't acceptable, and for them to be able to know ways to deal with that. I think that's awesome that you would take it from that approach, because a lot of times some subjects are taboo and we don't want to touch them. So yeah, another kudos to you on that one. to address that in teenagers.
I wanted to also, it's not only for the teenage mind, it is for the parents as well, because the parents of the young lady and or the couple, they're not listening to their child. So in the fact that you want your child to live the best life, but you also have to pay attention and listen to what your child is trying to tell you. Mm-hmm. Because we're so busy with want to steer our kids, we're not listening to them.
Right.
And so they tend to, I can't listen, I can't talk to you, so I'm going to go out here and just figure it out on my own, and that sort of sometimes get them in more trouble.
Absolutely. You want to have that open door and open dialogue, understanding that you're not going to like everything they tell you.
Yeah, you're not.
Listen. You got to listen to it.
Called deadly secrets, because we keep in secrets that, even though we all keep secrets, but sometimes those little secrets grow and grow and grow until you find yourself so involved in this secret that you don't know what might happen. Mm-hmm. We spend our life watching TV all the time, and it turns out to be people dying because they're choosing to keep secrets that are becoming costing them their lives.
Absolutely. Very important to expose some secrets. Everything shouldn't be a secret. Now, what was the hardest part of writing your book?
Reliving my trauma. Yeah, that was like the hardest part. I actually after my book was published, I couldn't even read it. I didn't read it for like months and months after it had been published. Even when I did my editing, because I have a lot of typos in there that I noticed after I read it, but because I couldn't read it, and I told my editor, like, even though you was telling me to go back and go through stuff, I couldn't read it. Mm-hmm. So it is some typos in there, but I cherished them because I knew what I was going through my process. But they're not big issues with me, but I just didn't want to relive it. And I tell people who have ever been through anything, if you have, it will trigger you. So if you're not on your game, you might need to just sit it down for a minute and go back, get yourself together, and come back, because some stuff in the book will trigger you.
Okay. But that's a nice warning for because it's a journey, and everyone may not be ready for that part of the journey. So I definitely understand that. Now, on the other side, what would be the easiest part of writing your book?
It was, to me, it was just that feeling. It was putting the end on it at the end, because I know I survived it, so I know, just to get to the point where you put the end on there, that was like the epitome, that the cherry on it on the Sunday. That was like the greatest part for me.
Right. And I'm sure it's, especially since it was a traumatic experience to go through that, and then to finally know that you got all of that off of your chest.
Yeah.
It would be such a relief. And I don't know. Did you cry?
I did. I still cry. I'm such a crybaby, Tracy. I'm not even gonna lie. I cry all the time, and it's not that I'm not in touch with my emotions, but it just like now I've been so strong for so long. I'm freely to feel emotions, so I be crying all the time. And I read it again and again, and I still cry, even though I know what the ending is, and it's just like I'm still crying. Like, why am I crying? But
yeah,
I do,
because you still feel those emotions.
Yeah.
Regardless of knowing what happens at the end, you're still going to go through those emotions and deal with them. I don't see anything wrong with crying. Sometimes you gotta let that out. Holding it makes it work.
I figured it out the hard way. I did. I really did.
But hey, that's all part of the journey. All part of the journey. Now, without going into too much detail, because I love keeping what really happens a secret. I want you to read the book. I'm not just going to tell you everything. So, is there a message that you want your readers to grasp?
Yeah, it's a lot of twists and turns in the book. I'm gonna let them know off the rip. It is a lot of sexual content in there. So if you're not big girl enough to read sexual content, this may not be the book for you, because sex is life, and we all have sex, and we wouldn't be here. Our children wouldn't be here. Right. But I tell people that, because some people can't read sexual content, but yes, it's a lot of sexual content in there. And it's just that I want you to understand that you don't have to die behind your decisions. Loving someone should not be a death sentence. Mm-hmm. This is the message that I want everybody to see. You can't get out. No matter what they say, no matter how much they tell you that you can't run from me, you can get out and you can survive. And that's the biggest message I want people to get from this book.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's major, because so many people feel like they can't get out and that there is no other way, or they can only be happy with this person. But that just isn't the case. That just isn't the case. And again, I applaud you for trying to help people see that, because it's important. It definitely is important. All right, so we're going to move on a little bit more past that. If you had to do it all over again, what would you change about your book?
Nothing.
I love it. Yes.
I wouldn't even change the typo mistakes in there, because this is the way it's supposed to be. It's like, I wouldn't even, to be honest with you, Tracy, I wouldn't even change my trauma, because if I hadn't been through that, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't change anything.
Now, I want to say it was on your post where you asked if you woke up and saw that life was a dream. That's your post, right? Okay. Say the question for me, because I don't want to get it wrong. Say it.
Fine. I posted that if you woke up and you realized that your whole entire life had been a dream, would you live your life the way you've been living it in your dream, or would you try to go back and change things or live it differently?
And I love that, because of course you're going to get a variety of answers. Yeah. But for me, because I responded, I said no, because my goods, my bads, all of that made me the woman I am today. And the woman I am today is amazing.
Yes.
I wouldn't change that for the world, but I needed those experiences to get to be this version of Tracy. This version of Tracy, I'm loving her. So, I don't know. What's your answer?
That's why I'm at the same thing. I wouldn't even change it, because who knows that if you go back and change, what would you be? Like, why would you want to mess with greatness? You can't change greatness.
Yes. See, we on the same page with that one. I'm loving it. Okay, now, how many books have you written, April?
Okay, this is my debut book. Mercedes Carter is my debut book. I've also co-authored a book called Wounds to Wisdom. the Survivor series. I'm one of 12 courageous survivors that contribute to the book. So one and a half.
Stories of trying of making it past.
Yes.
That's nice. I like that. I like that. Now, since this is your debut,
yes,
and you did the co-writing, I would imagine that your favorite would be your personal.
Girl, yes, girl.
Of course, of course. Now, April, is this the end of your writing career or what?
No, absolutely not. I am currently, I say Mercedes Closet is my stepping stone because I have a vivid imagination. I am currently writing a paranormal romance.
Okay.
Because, yes, girl. It gets a little heated because I like to like to walk on the wild side. I'm put it like that.
Okay. A little bit. Okay.
Yes. My new book is called Queen of Darkness.
Queen of Darkness. Okay. And when can we expect to see that one out?
I'm trying to get it out in the early part of 2021. I'm trying to finish it.
So now, are you participating in a nano? What is it? Nano? What is that called? The nano writing, like where you have to get like 50,000 words or something like. Are you familiar with that?
My coach was telling me to do that, but I'm not that skilled yet. I want to just write because I like to feel it. You know, I don't want to just for it to be rushed because I feel like if I rush it, my thoughts ain't gonna be the way I want it. So I like to take my time and write. I go back over it and read it. No, like then take it out. I don't want to be rushed, so I like to take my time.
I understand. Nice. Now, what separates you as an author from other authors in your genre?
I can't even say. I want to be honest with you. I feel like it's a lot of great authors out there, and I don't want to step on nobody's toes. I just feel like my originality, separates me from anybody else. So can't nobody else be April Jackson Hunter?
Exactly. And why would you want that to be that way? I saw another meme on. It was basically saying that I'm gonna be me, and no disrespect to you, you can be you. Why would you know what I mean? I don't want to be you, and you shouldn't want to be me. And that's from another indie author, Kay Brown. I talked to her earlier this month, or it could have been last month. But yeah, I mean, because it's you, right?
Yeah.
Your own baby, your own creative work. Your juices were flowing, and to bring that out, right?
Oh, thank you, Miss Rita. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Don't make me cry. I got on mascara.
Right. Now, what's your experience with the writing community? Because I've heard a variety of stories with the writing community.
The ladies who my circle are for fabulous. They push me. They applaud me when I have my wins. They encircle me when I have my not so good days. So I think I have a positive experience with my writing community. It's kind of like small. I don't really know any big authors. I just know my circle. And I'm expanding it every day. I'm meeting new people every day, and for the most part, I've been getting good vibes. So I haven't experienced anything bad. So I'm gonna say thumbs up on my writing community.
Well, I hope that continues to be your experience. Do you have any advice for
your voice is your voice. Don't let anybody change your voice, because somebody out there that wants to hear what you got to say. So I feel like you be original. Don't try to be like nobody else, because that's already been done. Nobody can be you.
Absolutely. I like that advice. I'm gonna have to write that down myself.
I know.
Nice. Now, of course, I have my book club, so I have to ask you, what is your favorite book?
Okay. See, I had it coming for you. This is my favorite book. It is called Gal by Ruth Bolton. This book made me cry. She's a childhood abuse survivor. Her mother was murdered. So she suffered abuse at the hands of somebody who was supposed to love her grandfather. He wasn't even really her grandfather. He was married to her grandmother. And he abused the grandmother. He actually killed her. He abused like the whole household. And so this is her story with dealing with childhood trauma. And this book, I read this book 1,000 times. Do you see these pages? I read this book 1,000 times, and I still cry like I do with my own book. This book is so powerful, though.
Okay, I can respect that. So, when I give my reviews, again, I don't tell you exactly what happens, but I say what speaks to my soul. So, what spoke to your soul in reading that book?
It was like her sheer triumph over a life that was meant to kill her. Like, this is where my strength and my inspiration come from to be me, because she triumphed over so much detrimental trauma that you can't even imagine one little girl can survive from. And she stood tall and she was able to persevere and keep it moving. So whenever I feel like I can't make it, Tracy, I just be like, hey, this is
That
like the whole,
reminder you need to keep going.
like the Holy Grail.
Don't make me cry. I have to add that to my list.
Oh my God.
Especially when it comes to children, man.
Yeah, it was so bad. It was so bad. Like, oh my God, I cannot believe that she even just made it out to be the person who she was. And I love this book.
Awesome. Well, what are you currently reading?
I'm reading the pages of Queen of Darkness. I don't have time to read right now. I write. I work a full-time job. I'm also I'm a founder and president of my own nonprofit. So, my days is between work, nonprofit, writing. So I'm looking like, that's it. I read email.
And then on top of that, dealing with COVID, right?
Lord, we don't even go at COVID. That's a whole nother different topic.
Exactly. All right, April, is there anything that you want to say to your current and future readers?
I would like for you guys to know that this is not the last time that you're going to hear the name April Jackson Hunter. I have several other books I'm working on at a time, so please, you guys, please don't be afraid to open your imagination, because once you step into the closet, Mercedes closet, there's no turning back.
Okay, I like it. Now, you touched on your nonprofit. I did visit your website, so I would like for you to tell us about it.
Okay, yes, I am the founder of Mercedes Closet Incorporated. We are a nonprofit geared to empowering survivors in the LGBTQ community, survivors of domestic violence, sexual assault, trans violence, hate crimes. We have a virtual support group that we do every second Saturday of the month. We also have an inside Facebook support group, just for us to get a little bit of day-to-day inspiration. I go on and just leave little funny memes just to inspire my survivors to make it through a day, because sometimes it's just those little memes that make them laugh, to give them a little boost to go through another day.
Absolutely.
So that's what we do.
Well, kudos to you once again, April. I appreciate you joining us. It's been a pleasure, despite the technical difficulties.
I was about to freak out. I was like, oh my God, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I know.
All right, one last thing. Tell us, how can we stay up to date with April?
All right. So I am all across social media, you guys. I am on Facebook and Twitter at April M. Jackson Hunter. I am also Facebook and Instagram at April M. Jackson Hunter. I am on Twitter at Mercedes Closet. You can check out the home of April M. Jackson Hunter at www.aprilmjacksonhunter.com.
Nice. Well, I am so excited for you. I look forward to reading your book. And I wish you the best on your continued journey in empowering other women and just people in general that have similar circumstances, or people who know of others so they know how to help and cope as well. I appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity, Tracy. I'm glad that our paths crossed. I hope it's not the last time that we talked to each other. So
I'm happy this is how it happened. You keep it up. Don't worry. I got your back. I'm here. Well, I thank everyone for joining us today. Be sure to check out April Jackson Hunter on all of her platforms. Get her book, Mercedes Closet, Keeping Deadly Secrets.
Let me just
as always.
You see the closet?
I see it. And I will catch you guys next time. Bye.
Thank you.